Hi everyone, it's Clyde with Vibrant Soap, and as I told you, I wouldn't be making any videos the last couple months because of extensive travel. Went to Portugal and then had a week off and then went to Dallas for the big soap conference there. I did some presenting and also met a lot of people who watch YouTube videos like Vibrant Soap and saw some of my soaping idols there as well. So it was all a great place for learning and just meeting nice people. And one of the topics of my presentation is kind of like this soap video today, and that is trying something new to develop something new, but kind of putting up with the fact that it doesn't always work out right the first couple times. So I've been working on this concentric circle pour, and what you're going to see today is another attempt at that, but the fragrance wasn't cooperating with me. It kind of seized a little bit, and I knew ahead of time that it might do that because it is a floral, but it smells so awesome, and really it did behave pretty much. It's just not the type of thing that you want to try for the first time when you're doing a new swirl type, especially if there's lots of colors involved. You don't want it to seize on you. Well, that just didn't really seize. It just kind of sped up a little bit, and I couldn't do the pour that I originally wanted, but I made the soap and I'm really pleased with it. I used some mica in this that I've never used before from a company called Muddy Soap Company, and they were just so super nice there too at their booth. So I got some fragrances and some new micas, and you're going to see how intense these mica colors are. It really saved the soap in this case because of my experimentation and all, but all in all, I think you'll like what you see. So there'll be a quick soap color tutorial, and then we'll get on with the soap making. I'm glad to be back too. I just measured out my fragrance, and it's called Rainforest Gardenia by Muddy Soap Company, and it's really can smell that gardenia, but there's always there's also some other florals mixed in with that, and it smells really wonderful. So I'm just stirring my oils. They're about 75 degrees. And then I'm going to stir in my lye solution. And it's also about 75 degrees. I'll just stir that in a little bit first. I don't want to overblend this, but I've never used this fragrance either, so I hope it doesn't accelerate as a lot of florals do, but in any case, I will make do. I've got some sodium lactate in this too to make a harder bar. So this is high in liquid oils because I want to make sure that it's going to stay liquid with the florals in there. So let's blend this a little bit. I'm just going to blend to emulsification. Got some shea butter in there also as a super fat. And then that's kind of nervous. Let's see if this accelerates or not. Let's do more stirring than blending. I don't see any more oils on the top of there. Let's blend it a little bit more though. Okay. Alright, so I put my micas mixed with some of my batch oils in just these little containers because I don't want a lot and I always forget and pour too much, so I just want maybe that much. That's about a cup. Same thing here. The blue. And then I want even less green, so that's only going to be about half a cup. Stir those. Now I blend my micas in a little bit of batch oil first, because then I don't have to blend them as much because the mica is already dispersed in the liquid. But still, you want to mix well because the mica is kind of clumped with the thicker liquid, the oils. That's going to be good. Look at that color. This color is called Eat Cake. It's really, I don't have a purple like this before. This is more of a really true deep purple, more on the red side. Usually I have to add some red to my purple to get anything close to that. And this is a nice blue called Undercurrent. There's some acceleration going on already, so I better get moving. Okay, so we have the greens doing that's doing fine. And let's get the white in there. Look how thick that is already. So it is accelerating. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the swirl I wanted, but let's see if we can get things blended up. That's how thick it is. So the white will need some blending. It's a nice white. Still a little off-white. Stir the bubbles out. Yeah, it's thick, but not impossibly thick, so I think this still might work. Okay, so let's get this poured. You'll see why I made a little bit of the color only, because I don't want to make the soap as busy as the last concentric circle pour, so I'm trying to do this a little bit more simply. Get a good amount of white on the bottom first. It's pretty thick, but if I stir it, it's not as much so. So let's see if we can get a ring of this around the edge. I don't have my Lazy Susan handy, but just to show you, we can kind of turn this as I get it just on the edges. Just pouring enough that I can maybe make this work. And it's going to have to stay liquid enough after I do all this to pour it. So you can see what I'm doing more. More white. It's not the perfect pour, but you know, sometimes the random things can work out quite nice. And I'm using white because of the whiteness of a gardenia flower. And it's getting hard. What I'm going to do, show you what you do if you need to improvise. I'm going to do an in the pot like swirl with the rest of these colors to get it in on the top. And I'm also making a big mess, but here it goes. I'm going to leave some for the top. Purple. All those colors are great though. And the rest of the green. I think I'm going to use all this. I don't want any on the top because of the drizzle that I have planned. So I'm going to give this a rough stir. And I guess I better pour this thing. So let's see if it wants to pour. So what you're witnessing is what happens when you want to try something new. You teach yourself not to panic and to just accept what happens. And I'm going to try this again. If you keep up with my videos, I'll try this again with another fragrance that I know will not accelerate. Scrape the rest of this in there. It's going to be interesting. The big thing is everything is not over mixed, so I won't get a muddy color. And there's enough white. A majority of the color was white, so I know it's not going to get dark. The white will lighten it up. Okay, let's tap this down. Now, is something like this concentric pour really worth the effort? And I really think in cases like this, if it accelerates, maybe not, but I really want to learn. And so if you can learn by every experience on the way to perfecting something new, then yeah, it's worth it. And I wouldn't think of mass producing in this technique until I could find a way to shortcut it a bit, but shortcut methods often started with a little bit of fumbling. So to me, this is worth it. I want to have fun. I don't want to lose my interest in soap making, so this keeps it new to me. And you never know when trying something new leads to something very interesting. So I'm going to continue to do that as long as I'm a soap maker. So let me take a spoon, and I'm going to make a decision here on whether or not to even use my mica swirl that I had planned. So let's see. Well, at least the soap is still soft enough to be able to do a texture on the top. The fragrance is pretty exotic, as you know gardenia is. So I think these wild colors are more of my mind's conception of gardenia than just a plain white. Okay, so let me stop there. Maybe I will use some of my drizzle. I actually made a purple and blue drizzle, but it would be pretty worthless to do that on something that has such a deep purple and blue anyway. It will get lost and it's not worth it. So I mixed up some gold mica drizzle, and that's just mica with some olive oil, because this will really pop against the purple and blue. And I want to do this again, but not too much. This is integrating the gold mica drizzle a little bit more in there. But I don't want to lose the differentiation between the purple and the blue. Alright. Okay, so I'm just the teeniest bit annoyed with this acceleration business, but I think I saved the soap. It'll be beautiful. Whether it will be anything different than just a regular in the pot swirl, I don't know, but let's spice this thing up with some glitter. Okay, there we go. So let me show you the top, and then we'll go right to the cut. Okay, let's unmold this. It's just a little stickier than usual. Could wait one more day, but I think I can get this out. There we go. I lost some of the corners, so I should have waited. Let's clean up the sides. Let's give this a cut. And cut some samples from the side that really love that purple. That purple again is called Eat Cake. I'll do another sample because I can trim them better. That's what I do if the corner tears a bit. Make this a little thicker. See where the corners got torn. So this looks to me like a regular in the pot swirl, and I think my next soap will be another attempt at that concentric pour, though I have to say that these are getting better as I cut into it. There is a little difference in how these swirls are coming out. So if the soap was more liquid, it would be great. It's a really striated lines of swirl. I'm still gonna put some effort into this swirl. It takes a little figuring out first. So I think that if you've ever seen a swirl, done a swirl, and you go, gee, I wonder how someone would even know how to do that. I think it takes a lot of trial and error. And there's a way to do this so that you don't lose soap along the way. And I think these are beautiful enough to sell. I mean, if no one knew that you were hoping for something else, they would never know that anyone would ever think that it was like a fail or anything. Oh, that's my favorite one so far. Kind of lost my voice again. And, you know, I was just at the HSCG soap conference in Dallas, and I really enjoyed meeting people and doing my presentation. And luckily, I lost my voice the day after my presentation. So had I lost my voice just one day earlier, it would have been hard for me to even talk. But I think that's the one I'm going to leave off on and tell you how much I appreciate you tuning in. And I enjoyed meeting so many people at the soap conference. You can see this a little closer. I only used a little bit of green because I just wanted a little bits of it here and there in the soap. I didn't want it to dominate or even really be a big part of the color scheme, but just a little bit allows you to get some of the most unexpected color in your color schemes. So thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, thanks for everything, thanks for your subscriptions and for comments. I've fallen behind on comments for a while because I've been so busy traveling, but I do read them and hope to get to all of them, although I've been getting so many comments I could spend a full day just answering them all. So anyway, until the next video, take care everybody, bye.